The prep ball sports machine is in full action as we go out to Zamperini Stadium, where we watch the Dylan and Abel show as Torrance takes on Hawthorne. And the Bishop Montgomery Knights haven't won a homecoming game in quite a while. Can they break their streak? We get up close and personal with Ryan McDaniel of the North Saxon football team. So Sports Desk fans, get fired up because it starts right now. Hey Sports Desk fans, I'm Bonnie Prickitt coming to you from the North High Girls Volleyball Tournament. This whole show we're going to be going around the tournament to see what's going on the court, but also what happens at tournaments. If you've ever played sports, you know what it's like, and if you haven't, we'll tell you the little ins and outs of the tournaments. But first, let's talk about Torrance High football. Ghazal Hassan was out at Zamperini Field and tells us all about the Torrance versus Hawthorne game.
In week 2 of the high school football season, the Torrance Tartars lost a tough 28-14 decision on the road to the Warriors of West. This week, they'll look for their first win of the season as they play host to the Cougars of Hawthorne in non-league action against an Ocean League opponent. The Cougars have lost 44 consecutive games and are also going for their first win of the season. 0-2, having previously played Lawndale and Irvine Beckman, both opponents the Tartars will take on later in the season. We go to the frozen tundra of Zamperini Field in Torrance. Head coach Rock Howell is telling the Tartars football's a game of inches, and on this team we fight for that inch. First quarter, Dejon Willis back to punt for the Cougars. Hawthorne, we have a problem. He barely gets it away against the Torrance rush. It takes a Tartar bounce and is down at the 34-yard line. Next play, Sam Washington takes it in from 34 yards out. Torrance leads 7-0. First play of the second quarter, Dylan Abel from 23 yards out. This culminates a 10-play, 94-yard drive. Touchdown Tartars. Torrance with the 14-0 lead. Next play from scrimmage for the Cougars. They run the toss. It's bottled up by that Torrance defense, and the ball comes loose, recovered by Kyle Matthews. The turnover sets up this 2-yard run by Dylan Abel, and the Tartars lead 21-0 with 7 minutes remaining in the half. Down 3 scores, Hawthorne goes to the air. Ricky Calderon complete to Tyler Singleton, extending a drive. And then 2 plays later, James Griffiths takes it in from 25 yards out. Touchdown Cougars, 21-7 the score at halftime. Third quarter, Torrance now leads 24-7, but Hawthorne driving. Calderon, under pressure, back to pass, has the ball tipped and intercepted by senior Kurt Stevens. He'll return the ball to midfield, and Torrance back in business. Fourth quarter, Dylan Abel takes the toss. He'll take it in from 8 yards out. His third touchdown on the game. 20 carries for 125 yards for Abel as the offensive line dominated for Torrance. Sam Washington takes his second TD in from 5 yards out, finishing with 142 yards on 17 carries. He's running behind Tyler Valena and Chris Gonzalez on that one. 37-13, the Tartars win in a runaway. After the game, we got some deep thoughts on their first win of the season.
My offensive line did great. You know, they got beat up the first couple games, but they came back stronger than ever, and I'm really happy with their performance.
Our O-line did amazing tonight, just pushing off the ball. Taylor Chase, Tyler Bayona, and a few other guys did really good tonight. And the keys in our backfield between our quarterback and us 3 running backs, nobody can stop us.
Difference from last week to this week?
Our line play. The line actually moved people off the ball this week. We didn't do a very good job last week, but we worked really hard this week. Our bread and butter is pitch and toss and trap and those kind of things. And if we can't do those very well, which we didn't do last week, not to take anything from West because they really play a good brand of defense, but it was our defense and offensive line play.
Having secured their first win, the Tartars want to do a lot more this season.
We can do better than that. That was just the start. We're going to get on the roll winning this from now on.
The Tartars try to make it 2 in a row in week 4 against Beckman of Irvine. Reporting for the Sports Desk, Ghazal Hassan.
Hey, Ghazal Hassan, thanks so much for that report. Torrance whoops Hawthorne 37-13, bringing the record to 1-2. Sam Washington, 17 carries on 142 yards, and of course, the 2 trips to the end zone. Dylan Abel, 20 carries, 125 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Torrance plays at home against Beckman from Irvine for their next game. I'm here with Dylan Neiman, defensive specialist of the Lady Night Volleyball team. You here with some friends?
Yes, we are.
And in between the games, they get to have fun, they get to eat and relax and hang out. What do you guys talk about in between games, and what are you doing today?
Well, right now we're talking about our homecoming dance tonight. We're all really excited about that and talking about the dresses we have and everything.
So homecoming dances usually come in play with football game?
Yeah.
You guys played Laguna Beach last night. How exciting was it to be out in the stands?
It was really exciting. We had our posters and face paint on and pom-poms, and we were really excited that they won.
They won. And how many years has it been since Bishop Montgomery High School has won a homecoming game?
I think about 5 years.
That's pretty exciting. And SportsDesk reporter Juan Hernandez was out and about, and he brings you the very exciting highlights.
We're right off to the second quarter for this one. Knights trailing the Breakers by 6 when Nolan Plummer gets the handoff on the left side, and he gets around the Quagmire. Giggity, giggity. All right, he's going to take that one to the house, putting the Knights up on the board. Ensuing Breakers possession when Nolan Plummer jumps the route. He can do it on both sides of the ball. Look at the return. Juke move here, juke move there, and he's got his team all the way down back within the 5-yard line. That big play earning some rewards pretty much right away when Kevin Nguyen just drops back, throws this one up for grabs, and well, his 6'2 wide receiver Pierre Weiss pulls it down from the sky. You gotta like that matchup all season long against a 5'7 or a 5'8 cornerback. The Knights are gonna take it, and well, they're starting to have some fun with this one, leading 14-6. The Breakers weren't going anywhere though, as they'd march right back down the field for 6 points of their own. Of course, the missed 2-point conversion would keep this one close at 14-12 for, well, a whole minute and a half. Ensuing kickoff, and Kevin Paredes picks up the squib kick, and he's off to the races. Picks up a block or two, and oh, that's Laguna's quarterback and kicker taking a beating after his coverage team has a breakdown there. Now with the Knights up 21-12, it was Nolan Plummer who still wanted to take control of this game with big play after big play. Puts on a couple more jukes every once in a while, and well, he's just marching his team right down the field. A couple plays later, and well, they keep giving the ball to Plummer. He gets this one, supposed to be to the right side, nothing there, so he bounces it out to the left. Plummer's been watching a little too much Reggie Bush lately, and well, he's acting like he's been there before because that one didn't seem to excite him too much.
With 144 rushing yards and 2 TDs in the first half alone, senior running back Nolan Plummer is making this homecoming a celebration of the number 21. He's not doing it all on his own though, because up here from the booth with some of the Laguna Beach coaches, it's Ed Hodgkiss' use of the play action fake and wildcat formations that are opening up some of those big holes in the running game.
And we'd get to see Coach Hodgkiss' offensive game plan for the second half pretty much right away, because his team comes out on the kickoff and just strips the ball right out of the return man's hands. They've got the ball right back to open up the third quarter. And it was the perfect opportunity for Bishop to capitalize on another turnover. Kevin Paredes snags what should have been an easy stop and go, turns it up the middle with a couple cute moves, and he's the second Knight with the multiple TD game. Up top for the obligatory jump and bump celebration. Not. The Knights, they're rolling in this one. So it was time to put this one away. Junior Joseph Galea steps in front for the pick 6, and well, what started out as a 28-12 halftime lead, in just a couple minutes into the third quarter, is a 41-12 rout. So first-year head coach Ed Hodgkiss not only brings Bishop a homecoming win, but we're 4 weeks into the season, and they've already surpassed last year's win total.
Yeah, I mean, we like to be multiple in our formations offensively. Obviously, you know, we're a running team. We're going to try to run the ball every down and pass when they give it to us. But we want to kind of be a smash mouth team. We want to do that with multiple formations.
And speaking of the running game, of course, you got to be pretty happy with Nolan Plummer today, right?
Yeah, he's a great player. He really is. You know, he not only helped us on offense, he got that pick to kind of turn the game around for us on defense. You know, he's been a special kid for us all year long, and expect some big things from him when we get into league play.
Thanks out to Juan Hernandez for your always entertaining wrap-up of the game. Bishop Montgomery is now at 2-2, and Nolan Plummer rushed for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we can't leave out Kevin Paredes with his 2 touchdowns. B-Money hosts Verbum Day for their next game. Coming up after the break, we meet a North Saxon football player who burst through his opponents like a rhino on steroids. Stay tuned.